Well, you know the man with me today, Bryan, the Butcher, Battle. After a big DBX win, my man, how we feeling?
Bro, we're feeling good. But you can't rest on your laurels. Back to training, back to the grind, getting ready for whatever's next, brother.
And I do want to start with this fight a little bit because I was there in person, went viral because I don't know, it was awesome. Like you ate a shot, you flurried up, you good, bang, big right. He goes on his knees, uppercut for the finish. I mean, how like watching that video back, just seeing that uppercut that everyone was talking about, like what was your first reaction?
Man, bro, it's just funny. You just get like caught up in the moment and like things just happen. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, you know, magic just happens. And that was just like one of those moments where it's like the rule set really like enabled because if it was like MMA, I probably would have like just jumped right on him. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? If it's boxing, you know what I'm saying, I gotta wait till he stands back up. But dirty boxing is just that's that one rule set where something like that could happen. You know what I'm saying? You could come in and then shit just becomes cinema. You know what I'm saying? Becomes iconic on like intentionally or unintentionally. You know what I mean? So now it was definitely cool. What I was looking forward to the most was what the meme pages were gonna do with it afterwards, and they have not disappointed. They have not disappointed at all.
Was that I don't remember. Was that Big Dan in there refing you guys?
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
He's caught a lot of flack. Bless his heart.
Well,
People don't know.
but
People
I'm
don't
saying
know
he
the
shouldn't.
rules.
He exactly.
No,
They don't know the rules because, like, if Nick went down on his back, then yeah, they got to give him the count. But because he went on his knee, fair game.
fair game. You know what I'm saying? There's five, and then they're like, "Well, then why didn't he give him second?" I was like, "He jumped in when he did because I could have kept on hammering him if he didn't jump in." You know what I'm saying? So people are giving Big Dan a lot of flack that he really doesn't deserve. These motherfuckers just don't know. Like he actually did a great job.
Well, they'll catch on to the dirty boxing rule set. This is only the fourth, well, technically fifth event, but it was awesome, man. It was awesome. The views are great. The comments are great. I guess
Nah, that
like
shit popped off. That shit popped off. It was full. That was awesome. The whole event went crazy.
and you said before, you didn't know if you're gonna have to fight off some Diaz Army people. You didn't get any trouble afterwards, I assume?
Nah, man. Nah, like no trouble. The only trouble I got into was the trouble I caused myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and I didn't cause any trouble. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Cut that out.
I'm joking, everybody. I'm joking. I'm joking. But nah, man. Not honestly. I think there was just like a little mutual respect there. You know what I'm saying? They could tell my vibes were like very similar to their vibes, and um and if the roles were reversed, you know what I'm saying, it would have been the same type shit, you know what I mean? But it was my day, you know what I mean? So uh shout out to the Diaz army, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can come together, we
Link up a
can
little bit.
we can link up and we can terrorize some other people, you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool.
Another big part of this night that I actually broke the news to you to backstage was Mick Maynard was front row, watched your fight. You gave a funny little I'm sorry, it was great. People loved it. Did you talk to Mick at all or nah?
I talked to him a little bit. And it was cool, you know what I'm saying? We're cordial. We're like buddies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I consider us buddies now, you know what I mean? But nah, it wasn't anything crazy, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't sitting there like, Brian, we miss you. You gotta come back, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, cordial. He enjoyed the fight, you know what I mean? And so, we're just gonna keep on doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? Keep on going out there and putting on performances and becoming one of the most must follow characters in combat sports.
And obviously, I mean, you're signed with PFL too, which is I guess probably the second biggest promotion in the world, MMA wise. So not like that's really even a step down in my opinion, especially when you consider the tournament, the money, the potential there. So I know I've asked you this before and you kind of say, we'll see, but DBX4 in the books towards the end of the year. Next fight, probably going to be PFL now.
I mean, we'll see, brother.
All right. Well, let me ask you something a little
Yeah,
different then.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be next, but you're still planning to continue fighting for dirty boxing. Is that the plan?
I would love to keep on competing for dirty boxing. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's next or whether that's like later after I fill all my obligations. Like I love the vibes. I love fighting dirty boxing. I love the rule set. So um yeah, now we are trying to put together a little schedule right now. You know what I mean? So when the schedule gets confirmed, you know what I'm saying, y'all will know about it. But
I'll be the first to know, right?
you'll be the first to know. I'm gonna text you personally.
My man, my man. The reason I ask about dirty boxing is I know you and Mike Perry are buds. I've seen you guys interact. Mike's a cool dude. You're a cool dude. Both good guys in my book. But, Overdog's podcast, I mean, he'd be a fool not to hype something up. He said, hey, I'd be open to a fight with Bryan the Butcher. Like, what are your thoughts on that potentially someday happening?
Bro, that'd be blockbuster. That'd feed families. But with that being said, Mike is like trying to fight everybody and their mother. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker Mike is really like, that's what I love about it. He's just down to fuck. He's the king of violence for a reason. You know what I mean? Like I feel like every day I get on social media, he's talking shit to someone, whether it's Darren Till, Uriah Hall, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about fighting me. But with all that being said, no, that fight would be a banger. You know what I'm saying? That would really that would be a marquee event for Dirty Boxing if me and Mike got in there and shared that squared ring. You know what I'm saying?
Now, would that be hard at all? Because you guys are pretty tight. Like, would that be weird? Or, like, you guys could easily just say, fuck it, man. We're just going to duke it out and get some drinks after or something.
Oh, I think it'd be glorious. I think we'd both have the time of our lives.
You
Like
both
it'd
would have
be,
the time of your lives. So would the fans. I'll tell you that.
dude. Nah, that's what I think. It would just be fun. Like we would both like. It'd be like the craziest game of chicken you'd ever seen in your life. You know what I'm saying? We'd both just literally just sit there and fucking bang it out until someone fell down. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah, no, that'd be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's got the world is his oyster. You know what I'm saying? Then you could also say the world is my oyster too. So we'll see. But that'd be an absolute banger.
And I mean, no is a completely acceptable answer here, but because I know PFL's coming up. But, like, are there other names in dirty boxing that you think would be equally good bangers or fights you want?
Um, Man, I mean, I know they were talking about like for a second there, Night Train Lane was a name I heard floating around. You know what I'm saying? That's another ex UFC guy, so that'd be kind of fun.
Want to bang, bro?
So come on, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker likes to scrap, so that'd be cool. Um, but you know, I don't know. I mean, if you stayed inside of dirty boxing, the best person I could think at 85, I mean, was James Cannon. He's 2-0 now, I guess. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That motherfucker likes to scrap. So, um, it would be because it is such a new promotion. You know what I'm saying? They got guys coming in and out all the time. So, um, I don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Long answer to a short question. I don't really care, bro. Like, just give me somebody, just give me a name, give me a date, I'll be there and we'll fucking throw down.
Love it, man. That's a great answer to me. I told you this would be a quicker one today just because we talk so frequently. But the last thing I want to cover is another huge piece of news this week. I'm sure you saw UFC in some interesting waters with this gambling stuff, the fixed fight stuff. Isaac Dolgarian obviously got cut. What are your thoughts on this? And then I also have some follow-ups, but what are your thoughts?
Well, one, it was crazy because I remember watching that Bulgarian fight and watching and being like, this is really weird.
It was
Bro.
weird.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was watching, I was like, that motherfucker's good at grappling. Why the fuck? How did this happen? And so then when it came out, I was like, oh, that kind of make like you said, innocent until proven guilty, but he looks pretty fucking guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where you're so good when you come out and you like lay an egg like that, you're like, I can see him taking a dive on that. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out my boy Harry Mack for breaking the story and doing a great job covering it. And something he
100.
reported that Ariel actually confirmed is up to like 100 fights are, I don't know the correct terminology. I don't know if it's flagged or being looked at, but regardless, that's a quarter of the UFC fights this year, 25%. If it does come out that, hell, even 10%, 5% of these fights are getting under the table looks that are, fixed, what would that do to the sport?
Well, I think that it just kind of like kind of goes into the suspicion people had about boxing for so long. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like after a while, it was hard to. There was always like a little bit of suspicion for like every boxing. whether this is, and now people are starting to doubt referees. You know, the UFC's the UFC, so I think they'll get through it. You know what I'm saying? As long as they keep on taking the right, they work with the FBI. You know what I'm saying? They show that they're cutting fighters who are involved with this at all. I think the UFC's taking all the right taking all the right steps, taking all the right moves. But it even now you can kind of see where people are starting to kind of like look back at things and starting to wonder, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder, and that's just it just sucks for the guys who never actually did anything and their fight was just weird. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate your perspective and honesty there. And the connection got a little bad, and I was going to end it now anyway. So this is perfect timing. Bryan, before he gets you out of here, anything for all your fans, my man?
Shout out to all the fans. Been riding this whole time. 2026 is gonna be crazy year. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make news, and we're just gonna try to be the biggest combat sports UFC.
Love it, brother. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Looking like some PFL coming soon for Bryan the Butcher battle. Bryan, my man, thank you for the time and dealing with these technical issues, but we got it done.